There we are. So very nice to see all of you. Welcome. I hope you've had a great March 1st, whatever the weather is in your locale. I'm Betsey Bishop. I haven't had a chance to meet a lot of you, and I want to welcome you to our March. I'm sorry, I'm playing with my jewelry, which is not a good look. Welcome to our March.
Yes, Jaclyn.
Forward, March on, March Madness. I called it March Sparkle Madness today on our team page. And Terri, what were you calling it today? March Forward. March Forward. I thought that was really good. I liked that a lot. So whatever it is, we're all marching today, and hopefully to the same beat. So hopefully we'll be able to give you some really fun ideas to take full advantage of what our wonderful home office has given us to play with for the month of March, because it is the same business every day, every week, every month, every year, but we have all these fun new twists that give us a fresh vision and a fresh sense of incentive and motivation. So that's what we're going to talk about. So how are we all connected? Some of you are on the Star Thrower team headed by me. Some of you are on Terri O'Neill's Team Sparkle. And some of you are with Jaclyn's Sparkle Sensations, located out of Reno, Nevada, originally out of Boston. And originally, both Jaclyn and Terri were a part of the Star Thrower team, but when someone reaches one of the top two levels, senior director or senior executive director, they basically get to fly the coop, name their team, and create their own organization, and the company recognizes them as their own organization. And so that's why they each have their own team pages and things like that. But we, like the three of us, we really like to get together and do something at least once a month. And actually, we'll be telling you about the second thing that we're going to be doing this month together as a total network as well. So that's how we all wound up here. I live in Virginia. I started with the company in the very beginning. And honestly, I think today is the very best day ever to start with Touchstone Crystal. So welcome to all of you who are brand new with us. And we're really delighted to have you with us, and hope this is a really fun month for you. So what I want to do is kick it off first with a little bit of recognition and show you some of the truly flabbergasting things that happened in the month of February. I've been here for a long time, like I said, since the dawn of time. I've never seen the performances in personal sales volume that I saw last night when I was watching all of our watching all of the numbers come in. It's always like watching the election returns the last day of every single month. So what I'm going to do is show you a quick PowerPoint here. Can you all see this? Hang on a second. Yep. Let me do it the right way. If I can get to this, play from current slide. Here we go. So can you see that slide? Did I share it correctly?
Yeah.
All right. So in the number 10 position, Alicia Connor. Normally $3,600 would be somewhere in the top 5. Kim Prezioso over 4,000. Catherine Malusin over 4,000. Chantel Roberts said that originally her goal for the month of February was around $1,000 in sales, and then she changed it to 5,000. And in fact, I think Chantel actually ended up with somewhere around closer to 10,000, but ended up closing 8,400. Angie Colby is going to be speaking to us today all about mindset. And for the first time ever, this is her personal record as well, over 10,000 in sales. Jaclyn Strominger, congratulations, over 10,000. Cheryl Hogel, over 11,000. Carrie Hertland, over 13,000. Terri O'Neill, is this your personal record?
It is.
It is? Congratulations, I love it. And then Jody Terri, I know this is your personal record.
Way to go, girls.
And you know what? So poor Jody, she was actually very sick for 2 weeks with a really bad sinus infection. It wasn't COVID related. It was just, good old fashioned sinus infection. And she, and look at what she managed to pull off. So I'm looking forward to having her talk to us sometime this month to share with us all about how that happened, because I can't even fathom that kind of sales. So, okay. And yes, I'm going to make co-hosts out of Jaclyn and Terri. So I apologize for a little, there we go, thank you. a little bit of technical interruption. So the next thing I want to share with you is all of our March incentives, which are I'm an incentive kind of a girl. I always like to know what it is that I'm going to get out of this. So let me share my screen again really quickly. Come back. There we go. I'm going to share screen. So I live in Virginia. It's really cold here. And so I'm super excited for what they're giving us in our incentives this month. Let me pull these up. Oh, how did I get that? Cancel. Yeah, I don't want to end the meeting. That would not be good. Okay, can you see this? I always say crazy chic essentials, cozy chic essentials. When you sell $1,000 in sales in the month of March, you're going to end up with a 20-ounce coffee mug. For some of you, it'll be super oatmeal. For me, it will be coffee. With 3,000 in sales, ice blanket. Some of you remember the little jewelry cloths. I think we still carry them, and using this same really pretty photograph. Well, that's what the whole blanket is going to look like, is this right here. 50 by 60 machine washable. It's going to go here in my office over my lap. And then 5,000 in sales, all of us can have the tunic length pullover, which is going to get us right up till summertime. Shanna Campbell, I don't think you're going to want one of these, but I still want you to sell the 5,000. I still think that's important for you. You may never need it again because you're always hot. So
I'm going for the blanket though.
I figured you would go for the blanket, but you can always just give away you can just let your husband wear the jacket instead. That'll be it.
Proud TC hubby.
That's right. He is a TC hubby. He's been on incentive trips. He's already a TC hubby.
Yes.
So what I'd like to do is turn you over to Terri O'Neill. She's going to be talking with Angie Colby about what happened in February that turned her in from a minor rock star at our company and consistently, so she is a multiple trip achiever and a complete delight and inspiration to all of us. Suddenly she turned on the gas, and I don't even know what happened, and I can't wait to hear all about it. So thanks, Terri, for bringing Angie on with us tonight.
Well, I am excited to introduce Angie on here. I know you guys have seen and heard her train before, and this was her best month yet. And I think that most of this had to do with mindset, her focus, for her setting a goal and not giving up when the goal got hard. So she just kept pushing and kept staying connected. So I am going to be quiet and let Angie share with you guys how she did that.
Oh, hey, Angie, can you start over? We're going to have to ask you to unmute.
Unmute.
How's that?
Thank you.
All right, so I'll repeat what I said. I'm really excited. This is my first time. It just happened, and I want to do it again. And I'll tell you how this came about is it all started with my pacing partner and staying in contact with Terri and LaShondra and figuring out what worked for me, what I needed to do. And when it took the first party to set the scene, and I was very clear. I have decided that I am going to work on Wednesdays and Thursdays. That's only 8 days a month. Those are the days I'm going to work. I set out a plan how I'm going to run Facebook parties. I'm running Facebook parties Monday through Saturday. I start them on Monday. So well, here's the biggest thing. I finally, in May, it'll be 5 years for me. I finally found a booking game that I'm comfortable with. That's what it's about, finding your booking game and being able to sell it and being comfortable. So that's how things changed. It took one party that just blossomed and continued and is taking me into March. And I can't wait to see how the rest of it goes. But I'm very focused on this is a business, and I'm not doing it willy-nilly like when I'm off, finding out dates for my new hostesses. I'm clear. These are the dates I have. I'm not inflexible, but that's my goal, and that's how I want to run it. I want to run it as a business. I absolutely love it. I don't want it to just be a side thing. I want it to be a thing. That's it. All right, someone talk.
Yeah, no.
Angie, what's your booking game?
Mhm.
Oh,
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's the same as anybody else about, either your birth date birth month, or pick a number 1 through 19. And then I follow it up with, if you book 3 parties, the hostess gets a extra bonus. And for February, I actually said if we got 3 parties booked, all 3 hostesses would get a extra goodie. And it's like,
particular about the pre-owned vehicles we'll sell to our customers. If the Bartow Ford name is on the back,
so.
Angie, if you had somebody that was feeling a little bit discouraged and you had to give them a tip, what would your number 1 tip be?
Oh my goodness, ask, just ask. It's no's not a big deal, just ask. It started me asking people that, hadn't said yes before. They said no, so you just ask again. So just keep asking.
Keep asking. I love that.
Angie, did you decide that number was going to be your goal, or did you just decide that you were going to work differently?
No, that number was not my goal at the beginning. I never dreamed of that goal. I was excited if I got 5,000, but I had 5,000 by the 5th of February. So it kind of went from there. But my mindset about how I wanted to run it for the whole entire, from February 1st was my first party. It just clicked and went. I'm keeping it.
So what I'm trying to do, because I've known you for a long time, why did it shift now?
I'm not sure.
Was it a different need? Like a different, you just saw your business differently all of a sudden?
Probably that. I probably saw it differently. I was just, I needed to get out of my slump, and where I needed a different mindset. But I'm telling you, my pacing partner and Terri, LaShondra is my pacing partner. Between the 2 of them, they have just helped me stay on track, and that plays a big role.
How did you and LaShondra work together as pacing partners? What was that like?
We talk at least once a day on the phone. I mean, not once a day, once a week on the phone, but we're always messaging each other, challenging each other, giving each other ideas. It's good because we both have similar goals, and we want to build our teams, and we want to move forward. And yeah, so it's good to have that person.
Did you ever find that it turned into more of a pity party when you 2 were talking? How do you keep having a pacing partner from becoming a pity party versus an uplifting thing? Did you have rules of engagement every time you were talking? Like, there will be no negative.
Yes. So we're allowed to complain for a hot minute at the beginning. Okay. And then we have to end, no, seriously, and then we have to end it on positive.
Got it. Right.
So that's pretty much how it works.
If someone on this watching us, and I'm sure many will want to do this, what do you recommend that they do to find the pacing partner that's right for them?
I don't know. Well, so it's really important that it's someone that has the same goals. Mm-hmm. If you only want 1 party a month, then if you want a pacing partner, then you find somebody that wants 1 party a month. So it's always equal. Okay. You don't want to have a partner that you're always giving and they're taking, and it's not helping you. It's you've got to be able to challenge each other and kind of hold each other accountable. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And be in cahoots.
That's cute. I like that idea.
I do think that makes a big difference. Having somebody next to you makes such a huge difference. Somebody to lean on, and you get stuck to push each other forward. Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. So what you're saying is, if you want something you've never had, get a pacing partner who feels the same way, so that you can push each other to get what you want. Okay. So for those of you who are willing to find a pacing partner, post in chat so that we know that you're looking for a pacing partner, and we will work to make sure that you find one. Or you might even find one within the chat too. So be sure you post in chat that you're looking for a pacing partner. Because I know there are a lot of people on this call who are very motivated to do a lot of special new things in the month of March.
Yeah.
So, Jaclyn, you had a question. Oh, a couple of you were asking Angie how many partners, how many parties did she do for 10,000?
How many parties?
How many parties did you close?
Parties did you close?
I don't remember. Was it 7?
I think so, 7 or 8. Mhm.
7 or 8?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. Great. Well, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Angie, congratulations.
Mm.
Mhm. That's huge. That's huge.
So
She stuck
excited.
with it all month, and I think that was a big part. Is she set her goal, she set it high, and she didn't quit. She just kept on. She didn't quit. So I'm very proud of her.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. Great job.
Me off.
So here's one thing that's really neat about having sold that much, is that it means she has gotten in front of that many people. And that allows her to, I'm sorry, I'm trying to remove the spotlight here from poor Angie.
It's on you.
It's on you.
There we go. And one of the neat things about meeting that many people and selling to that many people is that you have an opportunity to go back to all of them and talk to them about the business opportunity, which is really wonderful. Everybody again. The kids always show up and they press on mute, which is even funnier. Okay. So what I want to show you is what I think is the most exciting incentive that we have going this month. Of course, we have all these other things happening: host specials, guest specials, sales incentives. But to me, this is the most exciting thing that we've had in a very long time. We ran something very special called U+Who back in the fall, and a lot of you were not with us then. But I want to share with you the little video about explaining how this little program works. This is a 2-month program that will allow you to earn a cash bonus, all the while helping other women experience the fun and excitement and joy of Touchstone Crystal. So let's take a look at this.
Hi, Wendy Hazlett here with the training team. We're so excited to bring back the U+Who sponsoring program and the power of the U+Who bonus and our career plan working together. This is so much more than just a cash bonus. It's a way to significantly grow your income while sharing the gift of our opportunity. When you share this gift and you becomes U+Who, there's no limit to what can happen. So here's how it works. The U+Who bonus rewards you for sharing the gift of our opportunity from March 1st to April 30th. You'll earn a $500 cash bonus for every 2 Glambassadors you sponsor, as long as you submit a total of $3,000 in personal sales for March and April combined. Just a reminder, a new consultant has their first full month to qualify as Glambassador. So March sponsors have until April 30th to hit Glambassador, and April sponsors have until May 31st. So here's the best part. The more people you share the opportunity with, the more bonuses you'll earn. There's no limit. So how many $500 cash bonuses do you want to earn? What would you do with an extra $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 in the next 2 months? And it's all about sharing. So here's a fun fact. The number one reason people join this business is simply because they were asked. And the number one reason they don't is because they weren't asked. It really is that simple. Just ask. And when you do, let's look at how your income will grow. So as a consultant, when you sell $3,000 in March and April combined and sponsor 2 Glambassadors, you'll earn $750 in commission, a $500 U+C cash bonus, plus $80 on the sales of your 2 Glambassadors, for a total income of $1,330. And as a leader, when you do the same, you'll earn $1,200 commission, a $500 U+C cash bonus, and $180 for your 2 Glambassadors, for a total of $1,880 in income. For the same amount of effort, you can see how it pays to be a leader. But it doesn't stop there. You can increase your income even more when you keep sharing the opportunity. So let's look at your income when you sponsor Forward ambassadors. With the same sales in March and April combined, your commission on your personal sales stays the same. And now you sponsored Forward ambassadors, so you're earning 2 $500 cash bonuses or $1,000 in cash. And as a consultant, you'll earn an additional $160 income on your Forward ambassadors for a total of $1,910. And as a leader, you'll earn $360 on Forward ambassadors for a total of $2,560. Again, you can see how leadership pays off. So we've got this awesome bonus program for you, but what's in it for them? Why is now such a great time to join Touchstone Crystal? So we offer the answer to so many things that people are looking for. Additional income, and there's no risk to just trying us on. A flexible side gig to fit really anyone's schedule. A virtual boutique platform to hold parties across the country without ever leaving their home. Amazing digital tools, including the powerful new Amy app for customer reach out and follow up, social hub, and a personal shoppable catalog link. We offer a way to help others and give back, and something fun and social, and the joy of beautiful sparkle. All this with a simple business that can be run from a phone or laptop. And when someone joins, let's take a look at everything they get in their first full month. So in March, they can start a business for just $99. And when they sell $1,000 and become a ambassador and sponsor a friend to join them, they'll get $1,650 in free jewels and $250 in profit. It's crazy.
There we go. I was trying to get her to stop. I didn't want to go that far into the video, but this is something that you can actually watch later on. This is available. There we go. Thank you. This is available on Glam Central, and it's a video that you can watch under the March, all of the March incentives page under the U+Who bonus section. So be sure to take a look at the rest of it so that you can get all of the details fixed in your head of what's available to new consultants when they get started in the month of March. But I want to bring up Amanda Finnegan for just a moment as we're talking about this sponsoring concept. And I know that a lot of you are excited about the idea of earning a $500 cash bonus. So while Amanda is unmuting, I'd like for you to post in chat, what would you do with $500 or $1,000 extra by the end of April? What would it be specially earmarked for? I know what it would be for me. It's I'm all about new recessed lighting in my house. I have a whole project list of all the rooms, and that's where my bonus money is going to go. But I'd love to have you all post in the chat what you would do with maybe $500 extra dollars or $1,000 extra dollars. Let us know what that would be. So Amanda, are you unmuted? I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Yes, I am.
Oh, good. Thank you. Okay.
Hello.
Hi there. All right. I can hear you. So, Amanda, you have been in the industry for a long time, and so you've been around the block a time or two, and you've had the opportunity to sponsor people into different companies over time, and of course, most recently, a lot of success in team building here at Touchstone. And so, you and I've had some really good conversations, and I love the way that you think about this, because for you, offering the business opportunity is sort of like breathing for you. So I thought I would just kind of, ask you a couple of basic questions. People can understand your mindset, because I think we make it a lot harder than it really needs to be. So you and I have talked about parties and the purpose of parties. What's the role of parties in sponsoring for you?
There's a group of people that I know, but parties brings all new people that I don't know, and I don't know what their needs are. And I think that that's one of the things I like about parties. People are there to buy, or they're there maybe to join or host. So that's what I kind of think about. Everybody could use the business too.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a way of finding people that you might not have met otherwise.
Exactly, because I don't want to exhaust, being in the business for a long time, I don't want to exhaust the same people I've always did thing. Of course I will reach out to those people and see if they want to try something new, but it works a little better. Those people are hard sells because they've done something with me before, but new people are excited about the product. And yeah, so they're it's just fun to listen to them and see what they are doing in their life that maybe can fit into what Touchstone Crystal can give to them.
Well, that's a really good point. So what are the kinds of clues that maybe you're listening for as while you're at a party, or maybe you're on a Zoom party? What kinds of things are you listening for?
I listen to things like if they have kids that are involved in sports or karate lessons or something, that's going to cost money. And even just girls wanting girls' night out. And that's one of the things that I joined businesses for, because I always felt guilty leaving my husband alone with 4 kids. So if I got out and made money, that was kind of like I can go out and play with the girls, but I'm at a job. So that made me feel better about it. So I listen for people like that. I also listen for people that have certain bills they're worried about, or just even saying, wow, I could do that. Because they might say it flippantly, that they don't even think they said it, but I hear that and go and explore it further with them.
So you're watching and listening for those kinds of pointers and clues for you, right?
Yes, yeah.
So whether you hear it or you don't hear it, what simple things do you say in a crowd or to a person to actually just bring it up in the first place?
I personally reach out to people more in person because I don't want to embarrass them, or people saying, oh yeah, you'd be good at it. And then they feel like maybe they're shoved into something like that. So like even the hosts, like when I'm setting up a party and then they start inviting people, right away I say, wow, you're really inviting a lot of people. Did you ever think of being in a business? Are you interested in hearing more about Touchstone? Because we can turn this into your launch party and I'll still do the same thing that I did, but you're going to get all the benefits. And then when your hosts book parties, then they'll be yours. And we'll just pass that on to you and you could get a great start to your business, and your friends are already introduced to the product. And then with other people, like I will just reach out to people too, like, and just get in a conversation. And like I said, find out like, are you having, stuff you buy for your kids or whatever? Well, part of my experience, that's what I used to have. I paid for, like, my kids were all involved in baseball, and that was some of our money went to there. Usually I had cash around and the kids got snacks and stuff. So it was always nice to have that little extra cash just from a business. So maybe that's something you're looking for too. So things like that. I kind of relate it to stuff that I've done because it seems like I've pretty much done everything nowadays. So, with raising the kids and moving and, that's another thing. Someone's new in an area. Well, do you know what's a great way to meet people? I always start a business in a new neighborhood because I can invite people to my home and do something, and especially reach out to other consultants. And then I meet their customers because they already support other people. So that's other people to meet and find out. And other consultants sometimes just are ready to leave their business. You never know. So never be afraid to ask someone from another company either, if that's, if they love it so much, do you think you want to think about it? I mean, Katie on my team was doing something else. And she said, I love this story. I said, okay, well, do you want to host the party? And then I thought, or you want to join and get all this stuff free? She's like, let me join. So.
And look what's happened to her.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Aren't you glad you did?
Yeah, exactly. Because it isn't something you think of first. You think of hosting, and that's one of the things I think I've seen a lot in people downline. They don't want to have people join because they're like, well, then I won't make that money. But the thing is, I feel bad if I don't ask someone because I don't know what they need in their life. And I'm to the point where if I don't ask them, I feel bad because what do I really know about their life? And all they could do is say no, or I don't want to. And then I'm like, okay, good. I need hosts. I love it. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Right. And that's a good way of putting it. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. That's great. Now, so the last question is, obviously they don't all say yes. Or they don't all say yes right away. Maybe they say maybe someday. Then what do you do?
I always have a list every time I meet someone, or even friends that I've known for years that I love or I think would be fun to work with or be in a business or a host that'd be great. And I always have a potential consultant list. And I've been named like 10 people. And I swear it is so weird just carrying that list around with me. at some point, usually everybody from that list joins, because I'll bring it up to them at some point. And, you know, those are the people, if they say a hard no, they'd be off the list, but a lot of people don't give you a hard no. It's just not the right time for them. So I'll bring up like a great special that, oh, guess what's in the starter kit this month? Oh my gosh, you know, maybe it's something you want to do now, or you hear at a time, gosh, we have to do piano lesson. You know what I mean? So you listen when this list that I have, that I love these people, and I guess I listen to different clues, and I don't nag them about it, but you learn the time to bring it up, and that's the time that it fits best in their schedule.
I think that's really, you made me think of one other idea along those lines, that when you have that person who is saying that, you know, maybe I would like to do that, that sounds like fun, but not right now. And then you put them on your list. But I think at the same time, it would be really neat to say, you know, at some point, if you were to ever do this, what would be fun about it for you? And to get in their psyche a little bit, so that down the road, when it comes back, you know what it was that was pulling them toward us in the first place.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
again, we're honoring them by asking about them and why would this be fun, and why would this enhance their life too. And then they're on our list, you know, and we can remember what that was.
Right, exactly.
About them.
I actually have two other things that I read ages ago. I don't know if anybody reads this, but Being a Recruiting Superstar is a book that it just gave me right there. It's by Mary
Recruiting
Christensen.
Superstar.
Yeah,
Okay.
I printed out because I have the book on Kindle now, but it gives you lots of good ideas. So I read things like that too. And there's some stuff maybe I wouldn't use, but it does give you like ideas on how to listen to conversations, or, you know, the lady at the grocery store, you know, leave her a little sparkle charm and say, hey, how's your day? You know, and then maybe you'll get to see her again, and maybe you'll start a new conversation with her. So I try to do that too with people I don't know. And then I also saw this other thing that I used to have a little book I carried with me, but this one kind of really reminds me, and it's called How to Recruit in Direct Sales. But it also talks about how you have to be passionate about your business and really believe in your opportunity and stuff like that. So it really helps with your mindset. Like if you're afraid of what you have to offer, you're not going to offer it very well. So we have to believe that we do have a great, you know, we're offering something that's really could change someone's life. And maybe I haven't taken it to the potential that I should have, but who knows what someone else could do with it if they have the time or they have the desire. So that's a kind of cute little thing too about it. Says, you know, how to see the bigger picture and help someone else see the bigger picture. So that's a kind of little article I got to that I saw that has some really good ideas.
That's really great. If you can post any of those links in the chat, that would be really helpful to everybody.
Oh, okay.
That's great. Thanks, Amanda. We really appreciate your heart about all of this. It really helps all of us to kind of get into your brain and sort of correct our own thinking when we're stuck and struggling. So thanks for that.
Sure.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet. Okay, I wanted to share with you really quickly the sponsoring video that's available to us this month, and because I feel like we don't always use what's available to us. And nearly as often as we could. But the company really goes to a great efforts to show us some. Let's see if I can find the right one. I had it teed up. Here we go. This is a very quick little video available on Glam Central that I wanted you to see, that you can actually share with people. All right, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to Jaclyn Strominger in Reno, Nevada. And she's going to do sign language probably with Gigi, since Gigi has lost her voice. But they're going to be talking a little bit about how to go from 0 to 100 miles an hour with your party bookings.
Yeah, so Gigi, I don't know if I gotta change my view here so I can actually
Okay.
see you. Gigi, I don't know if you can go on unmute, but I wanted to just share a little bit about Gigi for a second. So Gigi actually had she had what? I think 5 or 6 parties this month. In February, and this was actually the first time she had as many parties as she had on the calendar. So, Gigi, we've talked about this a little bit before, but can you just share? And if you can just go into the chat and share, what was one of the things that you did to make a change that made the shift to get you the more parties on your calendar?
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. One of the biggest things that helped my mind shift with respect to asking, and I have to give a shout out, everything she said about asking has made such a huge difference. But what made it easier for me to ask is Jaclyn had shared with me the go to no or go for no sheet. And to reward myself after a certain number of no's. And I have done that. And I have to tell you all, that has made such a huge difference because I'm no longer afraid of getting the no's. I don't have that fear of rejection because in my mind's eye now, I win whether they say yes or no.
It was, I will tell you, just from the looking in at Gigi from the outsider looking in, I will tell you, it's been incredible even just to see the shift in like you can see like this wave of change like in her mindset, and it's been really amazing. So I'm so excited for you, Gigi. And so you did you have more fun using that sheet too, being able to ask people?
I do. I really do.
So
I do.
It's really big, right?
It's huge. It's huge because that fear of rejection was so holding me back.
Yeah. So, so thank you so much for sharing that. So I'm not going to put you under more to speak because I know your voice, like she's been fighting sinus infection and laryngitis. But one of the big things, and it's, I think you can probably understand, it's an underlying theme. You know, asking is so important, and believing that you can do it and finding the tool. So Gigi had the ask for no sheet. So finding something that is going to like make you push over, as Gigi just said, that fear. So, and I always think that go for no sheet, tracking our responses, whether it's asking for, you know, you can use the go for no sheet for sponsoring too. It doesn't just have to be for booking. So you can even have 2 running. So, and yes, Angie Bowers, you were saying, can we share the sheet, please? Yes, we will share it. So, so thank you, Gigi, for taking the time to, and go have some tea, right? So,
thank you.
So one of the big things because Gigi actually had those 4 parties, she was actually able to be part of our VIP group, that Fab 4, which we did last month, which was, for those of you that were on it, I mean, it was actually spectacular. And so it is that same thing that we want to have each and every one of you. It would be awesome. I don't know how many people are actually on this call, but it would be so amazing if we had, you know, 3 or 4 pages of people. That sounds funny to say pages of people on our next Fab 4 VIP. It is going to be taking place on the 8th of the month. So you need to get your parties in. Make sure you have those at least 4 parties in the on your calendar by the 8th. And we are going to be having a special rock star guest. Can I share the guest?
Yes.
So Amy, right? Amy Quinzer.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just making sure I got the right Amy. All of a sudden, I was like, wait a second. If you don't know who she is, you should know her because she has always been number 1. Well, since she's been in the company, she's like number 1 in sales. She is like rock star Amy. And so she is going to be our special VIP guest. She is going to be sharing some of her tips, and it's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. For those of you that are on the West Coast, that would be 4 p.m. So you want to put that in your calendar, and you want to get those 4 parties in the system. Quick note, if you have a party that you booked in February, okay, and it's running this month, really, and you know you're going to close it this month, make sure you've changed the date to March 1st. It won't show up as a party. So just a quick tip. So like, I know, for example, I got a party that started on the 28th. I'm switching the date to March 1st because I knew that it was going to end in March. So make sure you have that in there.
Forgot about that. I guess
Right.
that's true. But we trust you. So just tell us that you got your 4. We do trust you, Jen. We do trust
So
you.
like, I just want to make sure I don't want to forget people. So I go down and I
No.
look, I just don't want to forget you.
We don't
If
wanna
you've got your
forget you.
4s and
Right. It's a tabulating thing on our part. It's the problem.
Okay, so now you get these 4 parties and more. So one of our next things is obviously talking about host coaching, because the key to one of the biggest keys to success is host coaching. So Terri, you are going to be talking about.
Great, thank you. And I'm going to share some of the verbiage too, but don't worry, I'll put it in the chat as well. So if I share it quickly, don't worry. But just a couple tips on hostess coaching first. I have 4 really quick tips before I get into hostess coaching. If you don't know how to do text replacement on your phone, I would Google it because it is amazing. I do a lot of my hostess coaching with text replacement. I can just type in something quickly and the text will pop up for me. So that's the first tip. The second one is that every consultant or leader that you hear from that shares their hostess coaching process or top, I should say, let me start over. Every consultant or leader who is tops in sales and bookings, they all have a hostess coaching process. They all have some type of system that they work. So if you don't have a system, we really encourage you to get some type of system, and you can change it on everything you hear. Find the little trainings, put it together to make it your own. Have a set group of posts or 2 sets that you can use for your party so that you're not recreating it every time. I have 2 sets of posts that I use. I do a 7:30 party and an 8:30, and I use 1 set for my 7 o'clock party and 1 set for my 8:30 party. And then the 4th one is I use 2 posts that I think really help during the party. And I'm going to share those 2 posts. So the 2 posts, this is the first one. Thank you, Angie, for this one. It's the RSVP giveaway. So in my parties, it will say bonus ticket, first 6 to RSVP to the party link, get a bonus ticket. The great thing about this is it brings people from the group into your Glam Central. So I love that. And then the second one, Anna, this is Anna Garcia. This was from her. It is, if I can pull it up here, right here, the Spoil the Hostess post. So I post this the day before the party closes. Hey, Betsey is $200 away from hitting her goal. If you want to place an order, spoil yourself, spoil her. Here's the link to the party. So these 2 posts I think are really, really important. And then now let's talk a little bit about the party itself. So the party itself, once you set the date and the time to the party, you want to set it up in Glam Central and send the email right away. So even if the party is in April, you want to set it up, send the email. The second thing that you want to do is you want to set up the Facebook group or the event about 10 days prior to the party. And some of you may do it differently, and that's totally fine. Take or leave what you like. I find that 10 days is good because people stay interested and they don't lose interest in it. But she can start inviting guests right away via email or text, right? And then the third thing is you want to send your hostess a text letting her know that the parties are set up and she can start inviting guests. And when you do that, you want her to go ahead and invite her guests first before she adds them to the group. So I usually send her a quick text that says, hey there, your party's all set up and I'm excited. I sent you a hostess email. I also set you up on a Facebook group. Would you mind sending everyone a personal note first before you add them? And then I actually give her the verbiage that she can send out to her guests so that they know that she's going to add them to the group, that the party link is there so they can go ahead and RSVP, and the group link is there as well. So I think that that's pretty helpful for her. I hate being added to groups, I don't know about you guys, without somebody inviting me first. So I think that personal invitation makes such a big difference. And then the few days later, you want to check in with her and ask her how the responses are going. This is really important because a lot of times if your hostesses are like mine, they haven't really invited anyone yet. So that how are the responses going kind of gives them a little bit of a push. And then if somebody responds back and says, hey, you know what, I can't attend the party, then I actually go ahead and give her verbiage for outside orders for that too. And like I said, I'll go ahead and put some of these in the chat, but here's verbiage for outside orders. So we'll miss you at the virtual Sparkle Hour. I know you love sparkly things, and I go ahead and give her the link. So this just makes it really easy for her so that she can go through all of this, and I'm sending it to her as she needs it. And then I go ahead and send her an image of the hostess program. So I send her the image so that she can see it. And I love the images so that she can check and see. The next thing I do, I got this from Amy Schindler, and I love this. I ask her to send me her wish list. Once she sends me her wish list, I go to the Amy app and I pull up all the items and I put them in a collage, just free collage, whatever it is, a free collage app. And then I send it to her and I ask her if she'll post it in the group so that everybody can see the items that she likes. This has been so fun because I get a chance to see the items that she likes versus just the numbers on there. And then her friends get a chance to see what she likes too. And then the third thing is offering her the business opportunity. You guys, I will tell you, I loved this, what Amanda was saying, that it's true. We don't know until we ask. It really is, right? But what I will find, I don't know about you guys, is they mostly tell me no. And that's all right, but it's about dropping the seed. So your hostesses will tell you no at first. You'd be so surprised at how many change their mind after the party. So you drop the seed. Have you ever thought about doing something like this? I send her a picture of the kit and the video that Betsey shared. So offering her the business opportunity. And then a few days prior to the party, I will give her a text to send out. And I love this one that says, hey, could you go ahead and send a reminder to everybody, and everyone that responds back to you, I will put them into a drawing. So here's what I sent her. I'm excited for tomorrow. Those that respond back to you will go into a special drawing. I'll message you before the party to get a list of names, and we'll have Sparkle tickets for them. So I really like that because it puts her in responsible for sending that message, because if they don't respond back to her, they don't go into the drawing. And then here's the reminder text that I give her so that she can send it out. Then about a half hour prior to the party, I ask her, I just say, hey, tell me who responded back to you. Those are the ones. I put their names on tickets. I have actual tickets, and then I draw for the tickets. So that's been really helpful too. Right after the party, it's really important that you have verbiage ready to go. So as soon as I'm done with the party, I send out a text to everybody that was on the party, thanking them for attending, with a link for the shopping and with a link to my VIP page too. So if you can get that into a text replacement, it makes it so much faster. And then after you're doing that and you're talking with all your customers, you're going to want to ask them questions. Did they have a good time at the party? What was it that they enjoyed? Are they curious about the business opportunity? You shared it then. Are they curious about it? Are they interested in booking, and do they want to join your VIP group? So where can you kind of funnel them in your pipeline? How can you help them with whatever their need is? Maybe they love the jewelry and they can't afford it. Maybe they might be interested in the business. Maybe they want to host a party. So asking them those questions is going to help you help them, right? And then the last one is when I'm closing her party, I share the opportunity again. So I might say something to her like, Ricky, I had such a great time at your party. Not only did you get over $600 in free and discounted jewelry, but 2 of your friends booked parties. If you were a consultant on this party, you would have earned $250 income and another $250 in jewelry. Are you sure you don't want to chat a little more about this? You could actually go to Marlene and Linda's party and make money instead of spending it. And that's when they start thinking again. So I think dropping the seed more than once makes a huge difference. I know that was really fast, and I will post that verbiage. I can post it in the chat, or I can give it to Betsey and Jaclyn, and they can post it on their team page.
Perfect.
Good.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure. Any questions?
Wow. What kinds of things do you have in text replacement, Terri?
Well, I just put in a sponsoring one today, actually, and I put on my to-do list for tomorrow. I don't know why I don't have my Zoom link in a text replacement, because I need that one. But my hostess ones I put in a text replacement. The one I've set up your party, the reminder one. I put all those in a text replacement so I can just click it. And then the after party one is in a text replacement too, because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I need to get that done really quickly, especially if you're doing 2 parties in a night. Usually I'll do 2 on Wednesdays and 1 on Thursdays. So if I'm going right to the next party, I want to make sure that I keep that personal connection, but I also move efficiently.
So
Okay.
more plug and play.
Mhm.
Any
And so you
questions?
set up those text replace, oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, you set up those text replacements right before the party, so you have the links in there?
I don't, that I just go and pull up.
Okay,
Yeah. And that takes a second, but then you could just copy and paste that
Right.
first one that you send
right.
and then go up. Yeah.
Right. Any questions for Terri about all of that? These were some really wonderful eye-opening ideas. You don't have to
Yeah.
unmute to ask.
Oh, so Patricia, you just said text replacement, that's when you write a word and replaces it whatever you respond. Yes, that is correct. And whatever type of cell phone that you have, you can just Google text replacement. I know how to easily do it on an iPhone. Like, it's also a really great way to also, like, I personally have my name in there. So if I type in JS, it says Jaclyn Strominger. I have TC for Touch and Crystal. So those are things that just kind of spit right out.
Mhm.
And if you do have if you're all Mac, by the way, it will carry into your computer, your iPad, so you can do it once and it kind of copies over. So I want to share that.
Mhm.
Okay, so I just want to share really quickly, guys. All right, so you know some call to actions, right? Because we can't leave a call without a call to action. So you guys can go into the chat. Who is going to be in the next VIP with 4 parties, right? So we want for you guys to get those 4 parties, for that VIP group. And we want to, this is sort of the fun part. We do have that incredible sponsoring. So if you did not share already what sponsoring club you want to be in, do you want to be in the 500 club, the 1,000 club, the 1,500? Put that in there too. And we're going to challenge you really quick to post 2 people that you are going to reach out to and offer the business to by tomorrow night. And you can invite them to the next opportunity call. There are calls, our orgs all do calls, but there's also the company call that is on Thursdays during the day that Heather Curtin does. So.
Okay. We're watching all of the answers here, and I just posted the call to actions there so you can see it in writing. Some of us are visual learners. I'm not. Some of us are, I'm sorry, I am a visual
You
learner.
are visual.
I am not an auditory learner. I had to type it out. So we love seeing all of that. Well, thank you, Terri. Thank you, Amanda, Gigi. Let's see, Angie, Jaclyn, for being a part of our call tonight. And we are so excited for an even better March than February was. And hopefully you got some really great ideas and some fun tips and tricks for rolling your business forward starting tomorrow. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Did you say that you wanted us to stay afterwards, Betsy?
Yeah, if the leaders want to stick around, if you're available. I know we already went an hour, so I'd love to have the leaders stick around because I just want to talk about those 2 things.
Okay.
About the U plus who promotion. And
I'm just going to text Raina real quick to see if she can get.
yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. Great. Great. So if the leaders can stay on, good. So fun to see all of you. It was a good call. Hi, Deb. How are you? Good to see you. You can unmute.
Deb, you're muted. Unmute.
You can unmute. It's a smaller group now.
A little more intimate.
Yeah.
Guys.
Hello, there you are.
I have somebody that comes in and out, so I just put it on mute, and that way
Totally
I'm not
understand.
disturbing anyone or everyone. Yeah, it was a great call.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, a
good.
lot of great tips.
Yes, sure.
What was the number one thing that you all came away with? It's always fun to hear what somebody's takeaway was.
I feel
I
like
When,
quite a few. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel like there was quite a few. I honestly, that text replacement, it's like I remember